Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Rude Boys Gamecast. I'm Sherm.
Tom.
We've got a giant-sized episode for you today, ladies and gentlemen. If you're expecting game talk, come back next week because we got
a little bit of game
talk. Just a little bit here and there. But
because we are, Gamecast, so
that is true. Yeah. So there is some game talk, but mostly not. We're gonna be some wrestle fuck boys for a little bit because we got coming up this weekend, as of recording, NXT WarGames and also Survivor Series. So we want to talk about that and hopefully in a timely manner get this out before that. And so Tom, let me ask you a question. Who's that in your mouth?
Oh! You want to know who I'm in guzzling down? Red's Raspberry Ale. It's a delicious, tasty little beverage. They go down a little too easily.
How is that raspberry? I'm not a fan of raspberries in general.
It's raspberry. It's raspberry-licious. Chris, who's in your gullet?
I have, sucking it down, the champagne of beers, Miller High Life.
My drink of choice.
That is good stuff, man.
That is.
$8 for a 12-pack.
Woo!
At Sev's. Can't go wrong. Rude Boys clinking it up right now.
Woo! Now I guess we'll go to some Blitzkrieg news.
Blitzkrieg news?
Yeah, Blitzkrieg!
All right, so what do we got? So the past week, some of the things we want to highlight. One of the big ones is Brian Michael Bendis, who has been a name synonymous with Marvel Comics for almost 20 years, is going to DC Comics.
Yes, that is huge for DC. He is the one that has started so many things to happen in Marvel in the past 20-something years. He's the one that started the new Avengers, that brought Spider-Man into the Avengers team, finally.
He wrote Ultimate Spider-Man too, right? I believe.
Yes, he wrote Ultimate Spider-Man.
Okay.
He was huge in the Ultimate Universe.
Cool.
I believe he also did the Ultimatum, where a lot of the Ultimate Universe died.
Sure.
Spoiler alert.
Yes.
It's been a bit. So
this is a big deal. Well, I mean, is it a big deal?
It's huge.
It is huge. Okay, it is a big deal.
It's, talking to someone earlier this week, they were like, it's huge for him because he was starting to get a little dry.
Okay.
In Marvel. So now he's with a brand new company.
Okay.
And this way he can reinvent himself, much in this fashion that Jim Lee has done.
Oh yeah, right. Because Jim Lee was pretty much started off with Marvel Comics and then moved on to DC.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, Image and then DC.
But
yes.
No one cares about Image. Take that Savage Dragon and shove it up your ass.
Yeah, well,
Flaming Carrot.
All
right,
Image didn't have all the good ones.
Let's. Oh yeah, the good ones. Yeah. All right, let's push this back into gear because we got to speed this up for Blitzkrieg news in order to actually go with the fucking title. GameStop, I believe later this year, is enacting what they're calling a Power Pass program, which is essentially a rental program. So what happens is you sign up for the membership fee or whatever. This is all for like Power Up Pro members or whatever the hell. You sign up for an additional like $60 or whatever. You can rent or basically take out a game, play it, return it, swap it out for another one, and for a 6-month period, okay? And in that 6-month period, GameStop will be like, okay, out of all those games, which one do you want to keep? So in essence, you're paying $60. You could play any number of games, and then at that point, you could be just like, well, you know what, I really like this one. Let me keep it.
But does this also include the silly season passes and all this and all the DLC that you...
Tom, you gotta stay on point right now. This has nothing to do with season passes. You just want to get on your soapbox and scream about this stuff, which we should really set up a segment for, Tom's soapbox.
But I'm just wondering, does that include all of their other
No, why
crap?
would it?
Well...
Why would it?
Why are you paying 60?
Why do you need a season pass if you're gonna return a game in 2 weeks?
Look, you know my feelings.
GameStop want to get people in their buildings, in their stores to buy more ThinkGeek shit and more Funkos, which we'll get into. But they don't want to sell you the digital shit because they're not making any money on the digital shit. All right. They want to be like, oh, hey, here's $60. Try this Assassin's Creed game. See you in 2 weeks. Here's a new Wolfenstein. Okay, come back in 2 weeks. Here's a new Mario Odyssey. That's what they want you to do. They want you to come back in and out. They don't care about the season pass stuff. That's actually negating their business right now.
Okay, I will politely pass on GameStop's news
Okay,
service.
you'll pass on the pass?
Yes.
Excellent.
I will pass on the pass, and I will wait for the new Assassin's Creed game to be $5.99.
$5.99. I don't know where you'd wait for that, but who knows? All right. Oh, there goes the notes. Oh,
No, we got notes back.
Technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so last week we were all part of the Cash Bash. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for coming out. Tom was fucking hammered. We saw Thor.
Not as hammered as the bartender.
That's a whole nother story. That's a story for Rude Boys After Hours.
Yeah.
The #1 movie in America is Thor Ragnarok.
Hell yeah.
Thank you to the Rude Boys bump. You're welcome, Marvel Comics.
Absolutely.
Marvel Studios. You're very welcome. You know, you couldn't have done it without us. Chris Jericho is going to face Kenny Omega at Wrestle Kingdom 12 in
Japan.
I was going to say January, but yes, in January in Japan. I cannot come up with that word. And that's huge news because Chris Jericho, minus his coming up in ECW and Smoky Mountain and WCW, he has been a WWE lifer this entire time. And this is pretty big. Like it either shows that how Jericho wanted to do this with the WWE and they wouldn't let him, so he's doing it on his own, or that Jericho is just kind of at that level he can just do whatever the fuck he wants.
I mean, Christ's sakes, he's starting his own cruise line.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
yeah.
Just really quick, another big thing that's happening in January, and I'm sure we'll be talking about it in future casts.
Fucking up this momentum, but go ahead.
Is the 25th anniversary of Monday Night Raw. So that's
all right,
also
that is fair.
That's also happening in January.
That is true.
See?
Okay, all right, that's
fuck
fair.
up the flow.
That is true. Yeah, that's going to be a big thing. It's actually going to be, I think, simulcast at the Barclays and also the Manhattan Center, which was the first, which was the first Monday Night Raw.
Right. But that's pretty cool.
So that's pretty interesting. Yeah. Well, I mean, once more details come out, we'll probably talk about it later in this video game themed podcast we host. But
our general cast.
Yeah, our general cast. Yeah. So, all right. Hey, video game talk, right? Okay, Nintendo has basically killed off, not without warning, their Miiverse social media platform. Now, Miiverse was a thing that started up when the Wii U came out. It is a message board themed on games and characters or whatever. Like, it was one of those things that when it got introduced, everyone was like, well, why didn't you just hook it up to Twitter or Facebook or whatever? Wah, wah, wah. Miiverse turned out to be this, like, fucking diamond in the rough. Like, all these little things, like people came up with the best, these amazing drawings, a lot of Miiverse incorporation into their video games. Like in Smash Brothers, there was a Miiverse stage.
Yes.
Shovel Knight had like Miiverse messages. Pretty much a lot of games used Miiverse. And to be completely fair, it was a very clever platform that Nintendo had, and they can curate themselves. And it's one of those things that it's, in this technological and digital age, you're going to start seeing a lot of these programs and these lot of servers and whatever shut down. So this is just another, not another nail in the coffin because the Wii U was kind of, unfortunately, dead on arrival. But it's another thing to be like, it's over. You know what I mean?
So that's going to affect the 3DS one as well?
Yeah, that you have any idea to use.
I have so many puzzles I need to finish.
Puzzles? What are you talking about?
Isn't that the one where you
that's
collect
Street
the
Pass.
pieces? Oh, okay.
See, that's a different thing.
All right.
But talking about Street Pass for 3DS, they didn't bring that over for the Switch.
That's silly, because you can travel with the Switch.
Absolutely, yeah. But that goes into their whole branding as far as they want it console or handheld. It doesn't matter.
It's amazing you've been around this long.
R.I.P. Miiverse, you're joining your brothers of a Nintendo Wi-Fi connection and Club Nintendo up in the big video game server heaven.
Sure.
Yeah. So we briefly talked about Funkos.
Yeah.
Funko. Funko.
There you go.
Okay, got it right. Funko wanted to be big shots and start their initial public offering, which is basically get on the stock market. And they had what was called a
monumental failure.
Yeah, I was gonna say a tragic first day.
Oh wow!
Like apparently, like they thought that they should be valued at a certain level. It was lower than what it should be, and that doesn't really show well to the business. And Tom's a big fan of Funkos. I don't think I own. Oh, I own one, Scarlet Spider.
Yes,
I'm looking at him right now. That is the only one I own.
You're welcome.
But get ready to own a whole lot of them because they'll probably go on clearance because they also have about $300+ million in debt, which is very surprising. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I mean they make them for every little thing. Like,
exactly. Yeah.
You know, I'm surprised my sneaker doesn't have a Funko.
It might. Maybe.
Which you can actually you can actually make your own Funkos.
I believe that 100%.
So you can.
That's definitely.
They sell like little blank ones.
I already say I believe
print. Yes, you did.
So back to video game talk. RudeBoyzGAMECast, the company known as Telltale Games, has cut 25% of their staff, which is about 90 jobs. Which, like we mentioned last Blitzkrieg news a couple episodes ago when EA shut down Visceral, always a sad thing. The Rude Boys and also the Wall Street Bangers never want to see anyone out of jobs. Everyone can deserve to make that money, pump it back into the economy, and just make this country, financially awesome.
There's certain people I'd like to see out of jobs.
Okay, sure. We'll keep that for Tom's soapbox.
Yup.
But it kind of sucks because Telltale, I'll put it this way, they have definitely stretched themselves a little too thin the past couple of years. Doing Minecraft and The Walking Dead and Game of Thrones and Fables and Batman and Guardians of the Galaxy. And they do a lot. They pump out a lot. And to be completely honest, from a gamer's perspective, they really kind of need to reevaluate their business. And unfortunately, if these jobs help that company thrive, the cut of jobs help the company thrive, then I guess it's a good thing. But they really should have kind of reevaluated themselves earlier down the line before it got to this. That's just so one banger to another.
So Telltale is the Funko of the video game world.
No, I wouldn't say that. No,
okay.
I wouldn't say anything like that. But it was just kind of like not too great to hear. You never want to hear that because Telltale has been one of those companies in the video game business that have had a good track record, on average. I'm talking about maybe not the best games 100% all the time, but everything was kind of 80s, early 90s,
okay,
grades.
Right.
So,
okay.
to hear, you never want to hear that, but they're stretching themselves too thin. Hopefully, this reevaluates their whole business structure, and we'll get some great games. Hopefully, not too frequently, but whatever. We mentioned Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Who owns them, right?
I believe a little small business company called Disney.
A little independent startup called Walt Disney Corporation.
Kickstarter, I believe.
Right?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, something like that.
Kickstarter.
Earlier this week, there were brief rumors or talks or whatever that Fox wanted to sell off part of their stuff to Disney, which would have, for our perspective, folded back in X-Men and Fantastic Four and whatever other rights they own to the Marvel side of their business and put them into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. These rumors kind of popped up and then they disappeared as soon as they popped up, so who knows? But this was something that was... It got our little nerd boners.
It's huge because that means the X-Men are coming home,
right?
Which is amazing. And there were, several interviews with Hugh Jackman, who, Fantastic Wolverine, who said that the only way he would put the clothes back on is if he can actually be part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Did you call him Fantastic Wolverine?
I did.
Okay.
And I immediately regretted it as soon as I said it because I saw your face. I was like, I'm going to get my balls busted.
I needed to let you finish that sentence.
Yep.
I didn't want to interrupt.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
You got it. So, we could talk about this maybe later down the line as far as if it does come into play. Because I know once the Sony and Marvel Studios conversations started, a couple years ago, then everyone was freaking out about, and then having Spider-Man in Civil War.
We'll see what happens.
Exactly, yeah. But we may talk about this, kind of kick around the idea of what they can do in the MCU. It rhymes. Also owned by Disney is Lucasfilms. Or LucasArts, I forget what they're called. What are they called, Tom? Lucasfilms?
Disney's bitches.
Okay. So, Rian Johnson, who's directing The Last Jedi, the newest episode of the Star Wars saga, is now slated to make more Star Wars films, which is great for him. And also great considering that they axed the dudes who were doing the Han Solo film, and they had their hands really into the production of Rogue One, and so it doesn't seem like they like a whole lot of people, but it seems like they like Rian Johnson and what he's doing with Last Jedi.
Which is good.
And I hope I'm saying that name right, but whatever. I'm sorry. If you want, hit us up on the Twitter, RudeBoyz469. with the proper pronunciation of your name, Rian. Mr. Johnson, if you will.
Yeah. Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnson. Mr. Rian Johnson.
Yeah, Mr. Johnson.
Okay. And then we were also talking about a couple weeks ago with EA shutting down Visceral Games. They also decided to buy Respawn. Now, Respawn is a company that did Titanfall.
Okay.
And which is actually a game I picked up on cheap. But hey, what are you gonna do? It's
Never gonna play me. Never gonna play me.
It's on there. Yeah, I've heard very good things of Titanfall 2. Their campaign.
Sure, you've heard.
I'm gonna play it.
You've heard
Stop,
very
don't
good
look at
things.
my shelf. Don't look at my shelf.
About, let's see, how many games that you have not touched.
More often than not. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Earthquake.
Oh Lord!
We got hit.
But anyway, the reason
hit with an earthquake.
The reason why this is so notable. The reason why this is so notable is because they just shut down another company a couple weeks ago, and it's almost like it's one of those like touches of death. I've seen these images kicking around online where it was like EA buys a company and then shuts it down because it doesn't play into their portfolio or whatever like that. Companies like Maxis and like we mentioned before, Visceral, I believe BioWare before it kind of like folded into their own studios. So I wish them all the best. I really don't. I have no experience on their studio and what they do in their games, but good luck, guys. Again,
Run, bitches,
the beggars
run.
don't want to see anyone out of jobs. That's it.
Especially if you're owned by EA.
And then what was it? Late last week, there was a trailer from an esports competition with Injustice 2,
Yes.
detailing the next members of the Fighters Pack for Injustice 2. So, Tom, Injustice 2 is your bag.
Yes.
Why don't you give us a rundown on the characters?
It is Enchantress.
Enchantress, sure.
Who, made popular by David Ayer's Suicide Squad.
Okay, sure.
The Atom, who, if you don't know anything about DC, he's kind of Marvel's version of Ant-Man.
Sure.
DC's version of Ant-Man,
Right.
sorry.
And it was also, he's in Legends of Tomorrow,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
With Brandon Routh.
Yes.
Ralph?
Yeah, Brandon Routh, also known as Superman, plays him.
Also, a.k.a. Superman.
Yes. And four young brothers from New York City sewers.
Okay.
Named Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo,
Really?
and Raphael, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That is true, yeah. So there was talks, and Ed Boon was talking about how the next character pack is going to really cause some online stir. And everyone was thinking Spawn or Constantine or someone who was like, oh, that's really cool. Like, that's in DC's wheelhouse. He pulls out the fucking Ninja Turtles, and that's cool. And it looks like they're probably going to play as, like, some sort of team
That's
or
what
something.
it looks like,
So does Injustice 2, because I know the new Mortal Kombat has this, where you have, like, different fighting styles. It does do that for Injustice, or no?
Not that I've seen, unless this is going to be, like, an update that they're going to...
Okay.
I mean, it'll probably be like you could play as, Raphael, and then the supers, like, you call in, like, Leonardo.
Right, okay.
Or they could do what they did with, like, the Flash. Like, Flash, you could purchase several skins of, Jay Garrick, who's the original Flash. And,
right.
Doesn't
matter.
Flash.
Doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't matter.
It would bother me.
Blitzkrieg News. Let's go.
That's something that they could...
So that's really cool.
That's something that they could be doing.
And with the inclusion of the Ninja Turtles, I'm kind of really interested in this game now. I will still wait for a Game of the Year edition once everything is all released and shit. Because I don't want to buy all these other season pass things just to get the Ninja Turtles, but I will definitely look into this once the complete edition is done.
Yeah, I mean, I really did dig the fact that, like, you see Raphael in, like, the fedora and the trench coat. That was really cool.
Yes, I agree. And that's it for Blitzkrieg News. We just want to make a quick note. There is some other things going on in the news that we do want to talk about because we feel like we're like the barometer and those people talking to the public right now. We're kind of celebrities, and does Hollywood kind of just keep your dicks to yourselves?
Seriously, like, just stop.
Yeah,
just fucking stop.
Like, we don't want to name names, but like, no one wants to see your dick. maybe your wife or your significant other doesn't even want to see your dick, but that's on you. You don't have to go show it to an intern or some up-and-coming actor or actress. Like, just keep your dick to yourself, guys. All right?
Enough's enough.
Yeah. So we're just going to get quick into this is, sidebar for Blitzkrieg News. We're going to talk about some stuff that's coming out in the next couple of days and weeks. We got Atomic Blonde coming out on DVD on the 14th, which should be the day this episode releases. Tuesday, Rude Day. Same day, LA Noire for Nintendo Switch comes out, which is something that I'm kind of on the fence for because I have it for 360. I've never played it for 360.
No!
I know, that's a shock. Also, Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, the sequel to Rude Boyz Game of the Year 2014 or whatever.
Oh.
It took us 7 months to finish that game.
Fuck.
A game for children.
It's going to take us 7 more months to finish
Absolutely,
this one.
yeah. Fuck. And a couple weeks ago, we had a big release day of Super Mario Odyssey and Assassin's Creed and Wolfenstein coming up, and that was, at the time, labeled as the biggest release day of the year. That day could suck 11/17's dick.
Seriously.
Because get a load of what's happening right now. We got Punisher on Netflix. Hype for that. The Justice League coming out.
Banging.
Awesome. Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I'm okay with.
Banging.
I don't. Yeah. All right. Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Banging.
That's gonna be sick. We also got Skyrim for Switch, which I'm hyped for.
You're gonna delve.
I'm gonna buy it, and we're gonna see it on the shelf for months and months and months.
That's a commitment, sir.
I understand. That's why I'm not ready to
Making
do it.
your character alone is a commitment.
The character wears a fucking helmet, and it's first person. You don't even see him.
They make you do the whole eyebrows and everything. Yeah, they go in depth. I'm not trying to scare you off from it.
No, I'm not scared. I know what I'm getting into.
Alright.
There's also, on the 21st, you got Tom's favorite movie, Valerian, City of Angels, or whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's one that I wanted to catch, but I didn't catch. I mean,
you can catch it on November 21st, or in 3 years when it hits the budget bin.
Or just go down the Redbox and pay $1.
Oh, you can do that too.
So.
Also on November 21st, we got The Impatient, which is the new Until Dawn Studios VR game. That's something I may take a look into once the reviews come out.
Don't.
I liked Until Dawn. You didn't like Until Dawn. I can't control what you like and don't like.
All right, I thought it was a different game.
Okay.
It's gonna sit on your shelf, so it's all good.
It's digital, so
it'll sit in your PS4.
That's fair. 22nd, you got the new Pixar movie Coco, which comes out.
Skeletons are gonna make you cry.
That looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
And on the 28th, you got Resident Evil Revelations 1 and 2, which is a double pack of the Revelation blah 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 blah. Resident Evil Revelations games for the Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
Will sit on my shelf.
No, I don't think it will.
Really?
Because
why do you think that?
That's something that I would like us to play through together.
I agree. Yeah, we did try that on PS4, and
I got scared.
Well, it's gonna be the same scariness.
Yeah, we'll do it.
All right, and that's it for Blitzkrieg News. So, Tommy, what have you been up to, buddy?
I have been up to...
Hell of a segue.
Yeah, been up to quite a few things since I was on, sabbatical this week. My good friend Christopher here, he bought me, as we all know, the Metroid Prime pinball game, which I played when I was much younger, and I've been playing that. I jumped right back into The Last of Us.
Okay.
Realized I'm a pretty decent shot with the bow and arrow.
Nice. Okay. Excellent.
And just, watching movies, playing video games, the usual stuff. Okay. There was a special on ESPN about Ric Flair. Because
yes.
ESPN does the 30 for 30.
Sure.
And they did one on Ric Flair. It was really well done.
Nice.
It was very cool seeing wrestlers out of character to be talking about i.e. The Undertaker being out of character, which I always get a kick out of whenever he's out of character. I'm just like, wow, he's a real person.
Right, yeah.
So, it's very,
it was very cool. I enjoyed it. And
That was actually something I missed when it was originally aired, and I just looked it up on demand, and I can get it. So I'm super excited for that.
Yeah, definitely worth it. It's like an hour and a half of awesomeness.
I'll definitely like that because you get a different spin from it than like the WWE produced documentaries or whatever the heck.
Yep.
Excuse me.
Ooh, boy.
Is a horse in here?
It sounds like a horse.
Goodness.
What have you been up to, my friend?
Well, coming out of October, which is a little, I call it Spooktober. I know, it's super original. I do a lot of scary, spooky games. So usually hit an annual Castlevania game. You know, anything else that has either ghosts or mummies or vampires or whatever. Like, you know, some years I'll just play, replay Eternal Darkness, or, you know, I played Symphony of the Night for the first time last year. So this year I played Super Castlevania 4 on the Super NES Classic Mini Edition, and that was cool. Towards the later half of the game, I started abusing save states, like a little bitch.
Oh,
what are you gonna do, man? I wanted to finish that game so bad.
You have to. You have to abuse.
And like I mentioned earlier in the podcast's earlier episode, I finished up The Walking Dead, the newest season from Telltale. So I did that. I did fail on playing a couple other games. So I failed on finishing up Zero Time Dilemma on the 3DS. Oh well, I'll get back to it eventually. Stranger Things on the iPhone or Android also, which is a lot longer than I expected. So I'll keep diving into it here and there. But, you know, it just kind of was like the spooky game theme. So what are you going to do? And also Resident Evil Revelations 2, which... that's actually going to turn into a co-op game or something that, you know, Tom and I are going to play through. So
should be fun.
But with that being said, once and I'm sorry, I also downloaded The Mummy Demastered, which I quickly dropped when Super Mario Odyssey came out. I did go back to it. So The Mummy Demastered has this... It takes place in the same dark universe as the Mummy with Tom Cruise.
Stop right
there. Exactly. One of the gameplay elements is that when your character dies, you have to then find the last spot. So you basically you're the character you that gets killed turns into a zombie. Then your next life, so to speak, is a new character. You have to kill that zombie to reclaim all your gear. Okay? Interesting, right?
Sure.
Sort of, right? What sucks is that when you're right in front of a boss, and then you have to go collect all your gear, and then try to go refill your health and refill all your missiles or whatever the hell, and it's a pain in the butt. So usually when I'm about to die, I just quit out of the game and restart it to save myself.
Sounds like something I will never play.
Yeah, the music is awesome, the art is really cool, but just like the gameplay, like that little quirk is just something I could do without.
Yeah, no.
Alright.
It's not in Cash's stash.
Cash's stash. But... like I said before, Super Mario Odyssey took up a ton of my time. I actually beat it a couple days ago with about 200-something moons. Man, that game is just pretty to look at.
Sure, yeah, no, from what I saw.
Yeah, some of the kingdoms are a little uneven in the sense that, like, you get some kingdoms that are like, wow, this kicks ass. And then some kingdoms are like, wow, this is really not that great.
Right.
But whatever, you don't spend that much time in it or whatever. And like I said, when I finished it, the lead up to the end boss, which, spoiler alert, it's Bowser.
Oh! No, not Bowser. How am I ever going to play knowing that Bowser is the final boss? Oh, no. Oh, woe is me. No shit, it's Bowser. It's a Mario game.
Yes.
Of course it's Bowser.
The lead up to the fight with Bowser is incredible.
It's not Ganondorf?
It's not Ganondorf. Right? Imagine.
Right?
One of those things?
Oh,
yeah,
man.
They swap bad guys for a minute.
Yeah.
I'm
like
sure Link's fought a giant monster before.
It's like Wife Swap.
Yeah, exactly like Wife Swap. Wow, that's funny. Oh, God.
We crack ourselves up.
Exactly. That's what the whole point of this podcast is.
Exactly.
Yeah, the end of the game was awesome. Will this game break the curse that I have to drop games as soon as I finish them story? I don't know. I've kind of gotten back into Metroid Samus Returns. So we'll see. Okay. It's still in the Switch, and right now nothing's coming out that I want to play on it, despite the fact that I mentioned that I'm going to get L.A. Noire and this and that and this and that for
And
the Switch.
you'll get frustrated making your character in Skyrim and be like, all right, and we're done with that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, we'll see.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all the time I have.
We'll see is a criticism for nope.
Yeah. I like to believe and like to be an optimist, but I know that's the deal. So that's all I got.
Yeah. Right.
All right.
We've been busy with all October watching spooky movies, playing spooky games. So, we'll have more of the meat in November because November is filled with food. So meat.
God, that was a long way to get to nowhere right there.
It really was.
Holy shit.
But I liked it, so it's all good.
Well, Thanksgiving tradition that the Rude Boys all have, and all the bangers and everyone else in the WWE universe, is you got Survivor Series coming up in a couple weeks, and this weekend is actually double booked because on Saturday you got NXT TakeOver, WarGames, which is revitalizing the old NWA WCW gimmick match of 2 rings side by side and 1 big cage that encompasses them, and then on Sunday you have Survivor Series, which is a 30-plus year tradition that the WWE has, where they put together teams of 5, and it's elimination style. And in the past, they've usually just been a bunch of guys, just like, oh, these are all the good guys, and here's a wacky name, and here's all the bad guys, and here's a wacky name. But it's now
that they're different brand, like the Raw brand and the SmackDown brand, it's Team Raw versus Team SmackDown for the men, Team Raw, Team SmackDown for the women.
Yes.
So,
and they got a little bit of a champion versus champion mentality, which I always like.
Yeah.
Because it's like a nice little crossover event. And, for something like Survivor Series, that makes sense. Or any of the big 4 pay-per-views.
Now, do we think this will break the curse of NXT holding the better show than...
You know what? I don't know. So we'll take a step back. Let's talk a little bit about WarGames and stuff like that. So WarGames, like I said, was in an old NWA, WCW match type where you had 2 legitimate sized, regular sized rings side by side and a cage, not like necessarily a Hell in a Cell cage where it covers like the floor also, but like a steel cage where it covers just the edges of the ring, and then encompasses. So it's not 2 cages; it's 1 big cage, like 1 big rectangle on top of 2 squares. Yeah, right, for you geometry nerds. The way that it was, you had 3 teams usually up in the mix. Or a different number of teams, but it could be 3 variations.
It could be 3 teams of 3, or 2 teams of 9, or
it's something wacky like that. There's definitely a lot of parallels between the WarGames and the Survivor Series matches because it's usually team versus team based. Yep. It's usually never like an all against one sort of thing or whatever. So usually what happens is like 2 guys start. 5 minutes later, someone else joins in the mix, and then et cetera, until there's usually like a pinfall submission. Right. This coming up for NXT, the only difference is that they're bringing in the teams pretty much all at once. So at the start of the match, there's going to be 1 team member for each of the 3 teams, which in this case is going to be, you have the Undisputed Era, which is Kyle O'Reilly. You got Adam Rose.
Whoo! Adam Cole.
Oh, how could I have forgotten that name? And who's the other guy?
Bobby Fish.
Oh, Bobby Fish. Bobby Fish I'd like. Bobby Fish is the only unique looking dude with the little mustache.
Yeah, the little mustachio.
He looks like a mean Adam Gallagher.
Who?
The dude from 205 who you don't like.
Oh, yeah. I don't like a lot of people, so you gotta narrow it down, buddy.
So you got those 3 dudes. You got Sanity, which is the reigning, defending NXT Tag Team Champions.
Yep. Now, is this for the titles?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I may have to watch NXT from this past week to find out.
And the members for Sanity that's going to be facing right now is going to be Eric Young, Tom.
Eric Young.
Yeah. Killian Dane.
Right. And crap. What the hell is his name?
I didn't write it. It's Sanity.
Anyway, yeah.
All right. So then you got and then on the other side you got the Office of Pain, which is
2 big mofos.
Right. I'm gonna call him Toko and Razar.
Sure.
And the other one is Roderick Strong.
Yeah, and Roderick Strong. This is a big. This is a very Ring of Honor-esque.
Right. Yeah, because everyone's pretty much moved on. So the way that this match is laid out is at the start of it, one member from each of the teams comes into the match. 5 minutes later, the rest of one team enters. 5 minutes later, the rest of the second team enters, and then at the next 5-minute interval, the last team enters. And then once all teams are in, then it's first pinfall submission to a win.
Okay.
So it kind of like cuts down on the time, because when we were watching one of the old WCW ones, which I don't recommend.
No, recommend it, especially if you've had a few drinks.
Yeah, take some hard liquor with you to watch some WCW.
Yeah, absolutely. You need hard liquor, period, to watch any WCW. Despite what some people think.
But in that case, it was like, one person enters every 2 minutes. One person enters. One person. Yep. This at least cuts down on the time or whatever. It gets it a little more interesting. So that's that. Again, I don't really know.
I'm saying Undisputed Era.
Yeah, I think so, because they're the heels. They're like the
and they're the ones that they want to build.
Sure,
they want to build those three.
Right. Yeah,
yeah. Authors of Pain are going to show up on SmackDown on Raw.
Sure,
very soon. Raw, because that tag division needs it.
Well, yeah, I think all the tag divisions are a little anemic, but
unless Revival shows up.
This is very true.
Next Sunday, which would be
Rival come back. Rival come back.
Revival, please. We need you.
All right, what else we got, Tom?
We also got Pete Dunne and Johnny Gargano for the UK Championship.
Now, this was on the Wikipedia page. I don't know if it was listed as a dark match. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. But this would be the first time that an American has gone against, has tried to go for the UK. Yeah, the first time an American has fought a Brit.
What? Something happened in 1776?
For the WWE UK Championship.
Finish your thought.
And to be honest, I don't know if it's going to make the card or not. It might be taped for a next NXT or whatever. Right. But, I mean, I don't know. Gargano's a bit of a losing streak. I'm assuming until Tommaso Ciampa comes back. And
they're not going to have him win that.
No, I disagree. I agree.
They're going to keep it on that 0.
Oh, God. Next.
Actually, hold on. Going back to Pete Dunne real quick.
Still on Pete Dunne.
On Raw last week, they had him versus Enzo. And I'm like, fuck, I hate Enzo. And I'm like, but I hate Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne kick Enzo's ass. So there you go.
So the less of two evils.
Exactly. Right. I still didn't like it. I hated myself. I actually punched myself in the face for rooting for him.
Really? Oh, yeah. That's what those marks are.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Well, thank God we're doing a podcast.
Woo, thank Mother Maker. Alright, we did that. We got, for the Women's Championship match, Kairi Sane, pirate Japanese chick.
Oh, God. Kairi Sane.
Yeah.
Who's the winner of the Mae Young Classic.
Yep. Ember Moon.
Yep.
Peyton Royce.
Yep. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Rude Boys.
And Nikki Cross.
Who?
All very talented.
Sure.
They're putting it on scene.
Yeah, you agree.
Because they are, pardon the term, dick riding the Asians so hard. Which
is funny because you won't see it because it's all mosaic and pixelated. Yeah. Yep.
I personally...
I read in the book.
Yeah. I've seen it on Pornhub.
Fair enough.
I personally would love... I'm very lonely. I would love to see Ember Moon win. I think she deserves it. Out of all 4 of those people, she deserves it the most.
That's the Rude Boys pick. I'm a big fan of Peyton Royce, but
I
think her and Billie Kay are a better act together than one being the champion.
Or they could do it kind of like Layla and Michelle McCool, where they break the belt in half and they're carrying it.
But I think for right now, Ember Moon is our pick, but our brains are saying Kairi Sane.
Yeah, right? Because they just love her.
Right. Next
is Drew McIntyre versus Andrea
Cien Almas.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
I don't think McIntyre is losing it.
No.
But it is impressive how much they built Cien up as a heel, especially because he was kind of like a jobber. I would say with the whole Jinder Mahal situation over on SmackDown, that was a little fast. Whereas Cien was losing matches, gets a manager, and then wins a couple little matches, and then builds himself up. That's the way to do it instead of winning a battle royal and then beating the champion. But hey, whatever. And him having
a manager is the best thing for him.
Absolutely. Even though he was very charismatic, I'd have to say. He would do just fucking shitty heel things because he's a shitty heel.
Right.
And that's the thing. But I don't think McIntyre's losing it.
Then we also have Velveteen Dream versus Aleister Black.
I'd have to say this is the most consistent feud they've had in a couple months for
the most
NXT.
odd too.
Yeah, well, definitely, yeah. So Velveteen Dream is this flamboyant
Patrick
character.
Clark.
Sure, yeah. Just give his Christian name out.
Sure,
I'm not bleeping that.
No, fuck him.
He's this very flamboyant, androgynous character.
Prince.
Alistair. Okay, perfect.
Prince.
That's a very good analogy. Whereas Alistair Black is this very cold, calculating, almost zombie / vampire / Frankenstein
Ass
monster.
kicker.
Yeah, he just comes in. He's got this cool entrance or whatever, and for whatever reason, they decided to make a feud between these two guys, and it's so far working because it's almost like Velveteen Dream is fighting to get some sort of recognition from this dude who's just not giving him the fucking time of day.
Yeah.
And I don't see Alistair Black losing, but
who knows?
Who knows?
If he loses, he's showing up on Raw or SmackDown.
I don't think that'd be too soon. I mean, stranger things have happened, but
AJ went straight to the main roster.
Apollo Crews was in for like a month.
Exactly.
So same with Owens, but
exactly.
But yeah, I think right now they're I think it's gonna be Aleister Black.
Yeah,
it's a Rude Boys pick.
Yep. Next is Cassius Cheesecake Ono versus.
Oh, he changed his name?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's his Christian name.
Okay. Oh, so he didn't change his name.
No, it's versus Lars Sullivan.
This should be
Lars
is
destroying him.
But this should be a good beat 'em up match.
Yeah. This is just gonna be hard unless Hideo comes in and interferes and makes Cassius lose. And then there's actually a match that I read about just recently.
Oh, is there now?
It's
is this a GameCast exclusive?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you'll hear it exclusively
Rude Boys GameCast exclusive, baby.
Leo Rush versus the whole locker room.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, what's the build up for this match?
He decided to shoot his mouth off on Twitter once they let several people go, and
specifically Emma, which is a big loss.
Yeah, two big losses.
Well, 4. Also.
Yeah. 4 big losses.
Yeah. Okay.
And Summer Rae, he decided to shoot his mouth off, and people aren't happy.
I think you thought he was being funny, but he was like, the ink wasn't even dry on his contract.
Yeah.
And everyone's just like, bro, what are you doing?
It's like, dude, you're an idiot. But yeah, so look for that one. That'll probably be between the Pete Dunne and Johnny Gargano and Cassius Cheesecake Ono and Lars Sullivan match.
Oh, that'd be the time Tom takes a piss.
Yeah.
So
gets another beer.
So that was NXT TakeOver, WarGames.
Woo!
And we want to talk a little bit about the WWE Survivor Series coming up this Sunday, as of recording. So right now, since we're recording on a Sunday, Raw and SmackDown haven't been shown. So if anything changes, we don't know. But we're gonna just take it as the card as of right now. But a little history on Survivor Series, like we mentioned. It's pretty much like WWE's Thanksgiving tradition. They used to actually play this pay-per-view on Thanksgiving Sunday. Wow,
Thanksgiving Sunday?
Thanksgiving was on a Sunday. Did you know that?
Ooh, damn. My history teachers lied to me all this time. God damn. Damn you, mister.
They would play it on Thanksgiving Sunday, but 4 days earlier they would have the actual premiere. So on Thursdays. Okay.
Alright.
And usually it was team versus team, elimination style. And
right. That's how the whole pay-per-view was for a while. Now it's a bunch of singles matches and 2 elimination matches.
But like we mentioned now, it's got a Raw versus SmackDown branding.
Sure, which is cool.
Brands, which I like, and I like champion versus champion because it's all these matches, that are champion versus champion are non-title. So it's not like they're merging belts or anything like that yet. So what do we got, Tom? What's the card as of right now?
All right, we got Little Miss Alexa Bliss versus Crazy Cat Lady Natalia.
She really is a crazy cat.
She really is. I'm saying Alexa. She's been
Bliss, yeah.
She's been so hot.
Well,
yes, but she's been so hot, just wrestling and kicking ass, taking names.
Very true. Yeah, no, she's the Rude Boys pick.
Yes.
I feel for this match. What else we got?
We got The Miz versus Baron Corbin. I'm going Miz.
I'm gonna go Miz too, and there's rumors that this match may change up a little bit, so it's not a heel versus heel dynamic. They might change it up. So Sin Cara might win, but I mean, I
don't see them having Miz drop. I see them having Baron drop.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
oh, okay.
I'm saying Corbin to lose,
not
but
Sin Cara.
Well, I agree, but they want to try to do like a heel versus face dynamic, which is an easy way to do it. But I feel like these guys have kind of been ripping into each other a little bit on social media. Let them go, man.
Let them go.
I think the Miz is gonna win out on this one.
Yep.
Because Corbin is just, I don't know, he's just spinning his wheels. I liked him in NXT because he was just like, oh, yeah, you don't like a lot of things. But
stupid sad face belly button.
So Miz is the Rude Boys pick for this match.
We got the Bar, which is Sheamus and Cesaro versus the Usos. Now, I'm not 100% sure. Didn't one of the Usos get jacked up, or was that...
That was something that happened on SmackDown.
Or was that Chad Gable who got jacked up?
I don't believe that was an actual legitimate concern. I think it was just a little tweak or something like that. I don't think it was anything detrimental to the match.
They were making it sound...
to this match coming up.
They were making it sound like it could have affected this match.
To be completely honest, who knows? We'll see what happens on Thursday. Wow, holy shit. I need a calendar in front of me.
Seriously, have another sip.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
All right,
thanks, Dad.
That'll help you. Get your spinach. This could change, though.
Yeah, this could change.
I mean, hell, it was originally supposed to be Rollins and
The Shield
Ambrose versus the Usos. And now it could be the Bar versus Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. Because who the hell knows? They can get another match.
Yeah, absolutely.
On SmackDown, and that whole thing could change.
If it was to go in as planned, I would say the Usos would win. I've kind of liked what the Usos have done with their heel run.
I'm sticking with Team Raw.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
What else we got?
We got Brock Lesnar versus AJ Styles.
Newly
crowned WWE Heavyweight Champion. Huh?
Just called the championship.
All right.
This is going to be a toughie.
Is going to be facing the Beast.
You said that already.
All right, shut up. You're an ass.
This is going to be a toughie.
This is going to be...
AJ is absolutely 100% phenomenal. Brock Lesnar is a goddamn... No, that's good. You like that branding? Brock Lesnar is an absolute final boss beast.
Yep.
Like Shao Kahn ain't got nothing on this motherfucker.
I'm going to go AJ. I'm steering away from Team Raw on this one. Mostly because we know my feelings on Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. Oh, God. I really don't know. I want to say AJ. Because, like, not a lot of people have actually been the ones to beat Brock Lesnar, especially in this most recent run of his. Like, I mean, you had Cena, Triple H, Undertaker. Yeah. I don't even think... Did Reigns beat him? Goldberg, obviously.
They'll probably... Honestly...
I think AJ could do it.
I'm going to say AJ because it's not for the title.
Oh, yeah, okay. I like that.
So
I like that thinking.
That's why
so
I'm
it
saying
keeps
AJ.
The title on Lesnar. Yeah, okay.
But it's still like, yo, our champion beat your beast. So
yeah. Let's make something happen like that. So the next match is actually rumored because of what happened on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live, that they're rumored that there's going to be a Shield versus New Day
Wait,
match.
we're going to get a legitimate Shield reunion?
It's possible, yeah. If
for fuck's sake, thank you.
Reigns pisses clean. I mean, can,
it wasn't
passive medical. That was a joke.
I
Let's move on.
Whoa.
So there's a rumor that match may be happening because both to have those 6 guys off this card is kind of a shame.
I totally agree.
And you might as well put what could be the best trio versus another great trio.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna have to go with the Shield.
I'd have to say Shield also.
The Shield.
If this happens, of course.
Because isn't Survivor Series anniversary of the Shield?
Yep, they debuted a couple years ago.
Right. Yeah. So and since then, the Shield just they grabbed the business by the balls and ran with it.
Yeah, sure. So they deserve it, and I think if we're talking about kayfabe power levels, I feel like the Shield would be the best to get over
I agree 100%.
Yeah,
our next match is a Survivor Series Classic match, 5-on-5. It is Kurt Angle, General Manager of Monday Night Raw, versus Finn Balor.
Not versus.
Addition to. In addition, with Finn Balor. In addition with Samoa Joe.
Okay.
Braun Strowman.
Right.
And Jason Jordan.
Yeah, Jason Jordan was a last-minute ad.
Yeah, he sneaked his way into there.
He sneaked his way into a lot of things.
Yeah.
Storyline-wise.
It's ridiculous.
All right, so that's Team Raw.
Team Raw. And now Team SmackDown is Shane O'Mac.
Right.
The commissioner of SmackDown Live. Randall Keith Orton.
Okay.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
I don't know why you said it that way, but continue.
Our friend Bobby Roode.
Yes. Good friend of the Wall Street Bangers.
And John Cena, who
Indie
weaseled
darling.
his way in.
So that's what really kind of throws this match into a loop.
It
to
really
have John
does.
Cena up in the mix.
Cena, did he show up on SmackDown?
Nope.
No. So
Nope. They announced it like on Friday in a tweet that it was like, oh yeah, John Cena's on this match.
Maybe we'll still get Rusev.
I stop thinking that. The only thing that I could think,
God damn it, give me
the only thing that I
Rusev.
could think that has happened is because there's this ongoing storyline on SmackDown Live where Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are basically bucking against the trend and trying to say, fuck you, Shane McMahon, you're doing the wrong things.
Mm-hmm.
And they tried to get on the Survivor Series team, and they lost their qualifying matches. So if they want to pursue this storyline in a larger sense, I would say have them cost Team SmackDown the win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Makes sense. It makes sense for all characters, all parties involved.
And then defect to Raw.
I don't know about that.
No?
I think they'd stay on SmackDown and kind of maybe fuck shit up.
Someone's defecting to Raw.
You think someone's affecting in general?
Yeah,
Okay.
someone's defecting. So yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say Team Raw by shenanigans.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be cool to actually see Samoa Joe and John Cena stand face to face, eye to eye in a ring outside of some wacky California promotion that they were both in.
Yeah, which is very cool because they are legitimate, they're like really
friends.
close friends.
Yeah.
So, and then we have the
women's
women's
Survivor Series match.
traditional. Yes.
Yep.
We have Alicia Fox, Nia Jax weaseled her way in.
She was the first. Didn't weasel. She was the first one named.
Oh, shit,
Second
really?
one named.
All right,
Technically.
cool.
Yep.
All right.
This is news to Tom. Thanks for
hey,
researching this, buddy.
You know what? This was all announced in October, so I was watching horror movies. I apologize.
Okay,
so, you know what? Give me a damn break.
You don't get this kind of uneducated talk like you do, except on the Rude Boys Gamecast.
But you do get exclusives.
That's true.
So, and then we have Sasha Banks
Right?
and Asuka
Right?
and a to be added.
Yes.
It's going to be Bailey.
Well, we think it's going to be Bailey. So, this is going to be going up after Raw. So, this will be some sort of announcement. On Raw, it's going to be a three-way match between Mickie James, Bailey, and Dana Brooke to see who's on the last.
Cool, Bailey. We'll see you at Survivor
But
Series.
there's a slight, teeny tiny, itty bitty rumor that they're going to add Paige to it. Okay. So how about this, Tom? I'm going to edit in this later.
Xavier Woods versus Paige.
Again. You've seen that. Let's just do this. We're going to start. We're going to just cut in different names, and I'll put this in later. Okay. All right. So, Paige,
Trish Stratus.
Lita,
Beth Phoenix.
the corpse of Mae Young,
The corpse of Moolah.
the corpse of. God damn it, China. Oh, that's really rough. That's rough.
That's rough.
That's really rude. This has gone too far.
No, it
All right.
hasn't.
No?
No.
All right.
Linda McMahon.
Okay.
All right.
Sonny with a strap on.
I've seen that.
Versus
the ladies of SmackDown. Charlotte Flair. Woo! Carmella. Naomi. Tamina. And the Captain, Becky Lynch.
That's Tommy's girl.
Yeah. I'm going to have to go with Team SmackDown on this one.
Really?
Because
Asuka on.
they are so united.
Yeah,
Between,
but I mean,
beating the crap out of James Ellsworth.
in all honesty, I can see them have Asuka beat all of them.
Sure.
Only to make Asuka that much of a threat.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want anything to happen to Becky.
No, same. I agree. I know with the addition of Asuka, that's a little
I know,
tricky.
yeah. Shit, Asuka. Damn. She's going to ruin everything.
Too close to call. How about that?
Yeah, there we
Too
go.
close to call, because you know what, to be completely honest, we don't have all the information. As of right now, it could be Paige, Bailey, Dana Brooke, Mickey James,
Mae
Trish
Young.
Stratus, Mae Young,
Chyna.
fucking Alundra
Fabulous
Blaze
Moolah.
wants to show up, get a paycheck. Max Moon wants to show up, wear a wig. Harvey Whippleman.
Santina Morella could show up again.
This is true. Could be Madison Rain. Could be Tyra Valkyrie.
Yeah, I mean, it could
be Angelina Jolie for all we fucking
could
know.
be Riley Reid.
Could be Riley Reid. We don't want to go down that line.
Why?
No, because never mind.
I'm not allowed.
So that's it for this Friday. Any other matches, Tom? On that card.
A snooze fest.
What is that? What it says over there?
Yeah, it's gonna be a total snooze fest.
What do we got?
It actually says cigarette break. It says
really?
Enzo versus Kalisto.
Oh, God.
Kalisto's better than this.
Is he?
He really is. Like, if you have never seen any of Kalisto's indie stuff, you should get on it and watch it. He's had some pretty amazing matches. Yeah, I
miss Neville.
So do I. I personally
put that out there.
I would love to see Kalisto versus Neville for the cruiserweight instead of Enzo.
That would be good. I mean, don't get me wrong. Enzo's been doing some good stuff, only because he's the character that'll run his fucking mouth to the emergency room.
He needs to be a manager, not a wrestler.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, what? When Big Cass comes back, Enzo, stop wrestling. Just be Cass's manager. That's where you're good for, and that's all you're going to be good for. You'll still get a paycheck, and don't worry, we'll take care of Liv Morgan.
On that note, wrap up this extremely wrestle-filled epidermis episode of the Rude Boys Gamecast. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.
We are going to be on Podbean's wonderful podcasting hosting network, so you can reach us at rudeboys.podbean.com. You can reach us on Twitter at rudeboys469, and we're also on Facebook, so you can hit us up fb.me/rudeboys469, and we also have a YouTube channel, which all these episodes upload, whatever the hell they upload at the same time, onto YouTube. And it's a long-ass fucking address, and I'm not going to give it to you. But what I'll do give is all of this Compton. Never mind.
All this Compton dick.
And what a fucking line. So the address to hit us up on YouTube is bit.ly/RudeBoys. RudeTube. That's all one word, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty good, right? RudeTube?
I like it. Right?
That's pretty smart.
Not to be confused with RedTube.
Correct, yeah. Don't type... Well, if you want to type RedTube, that's fine.
Yeah.
Pornhub is superior.
Yeah, you'll probably find the podcast there, too.
Oh, imagine.
We're gonna put it everywhere.
And if you want to hit us up on email, too, we got a Gmail account, rudeboys6969.
69.
I'm trying to give the fucking email address. rudeboys6969 at gmail.com. I'm at Sherms, TEH_SHERMS. Tom, do you remember your Twitter handle?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I am at Tommy_Cash with a K.
Yep.
At... God damn it. I had it.
Keeping it all in. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that turned into.
I don't know. Stay beautiful.
Yeah, stay beautiful, San Diego. We love you so much, and
thank you for listening.
Keep your dicks away from other people, Hollywood. All right. Seriously.
This has been a Wall Street Bangers production.